the make sure that stays that way. Welcome, people. I already lit up the cigar. Yeah. Welcome, bow betters. Welcome, people. Boom, boom, boom. Lit up the cigar already. My apologies. Was trying to do a little cigar piece here, but it didn't work out. We'll try it another time. Whoa, whoa. Let's see here. Boom. There, boom. Rarely do this. Yeah, give me a second here, people. Give me a second. I need to make certain we're all. Ooh. Ooh. Got things in my pocket. Not that. Oh, boom. There's that. Open the garage door a little bit. I burnt my cigar almost. Let me get my tea here. Make sure I'm streaming. I can see the chat. Give me a moment, people. Give me a moment here. It's the welcome. Bow batters. Welcome, people. Let's see how things are going. If I'm actually in the stream, this cigar tastes pretty good. It's nothing great. All right, I can hear myself. I can see myself. Yeah. I sound like I'm in. I sound like I'm in. You know what? Do I need to move that any closer to myself? I'm getting a little top view. Let me see if I could edge this out better. There we go. I don't think we can make the mic any closer, but you guys can hear me. I think you guys can hear me because it's sort of an amphitheater in here. Yeah, I lit up this Hoyo de Monterrey, Connecticut. The torch was working way too good just a moment ago, people. Not bad. Not bad for I think this is a free cigar. Part of that Drew Estates. If you guys hear a lot of stuff, I have the garage door open. Not bad in the garage today. I'm in shorts, not freezing. Rather not be in here, but can't. It was too windy to smoke outside, and we're still going to see and hear a lot of wind. And yeah, we hear a lot of cars, a lot of friggin' traffic. You hear a lot of shit. And maybe when I upgrade my phone, I'll have the better mic on me. We'll be able to hear myself a little bit better. But it is the Hoyo de Monterrey, Connecticut. And it says Antaño. Let me see. Translation. Antaño, because I don't know what it means. Yesteryear. Antaño. Yesteryear. I don't mind this view. I don't mind this at all. I think with the right, with the correct, I don't need this cutter anymore, right? Doubt I even need the lighter. A lot of times we don't even need to relight this thing, right? I'll check in from time to time, and we'll check in on some other people as well, since I have the computer out here. We could talk about some UFC, but we'll peep in to see if anybody else is doing sort of UFC stuff right now. Let me do a search and let's see if anybody else is live here. We'll do a filter. Live. Justin Gaethje's a PFL. The PFL's doing a thing on Justin Gaethje. That's smart. There was some kind of small event. There 8 people are watching the MMA Futures 24/7. I don't know what that is. Someone's doing a thing on Tushin. Yeah, but nobody is live except for me, really. There's the Bellator has got something going on. And Kenny Okaye is doing some leaked international stuff. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's in Nigeria. This Kenny, and he's got 168 people watching him. Is he speaking in?
People like, oh my god, you talked it.
No, he's speaking in English. So he's got his flag back there, right? He could be in his room. He's got his flag. He's got his mic. He's got a lot of people watching him. Kenny Okaye MMA. Maybe he's gonna be with Kennedy Njoku. You think so? So he's doing an LA a live stream right now. I should have said, hey, let me in your link. Send me your link, dude. Did he drop off? Where did he go? Volk versus Moser. Let's get there. Let's get there, people. These people are jumping way the gun, way out of there. Let's get there. Let's get there, people. These people are. Yeah, so it sounds like I'm in a can. I'm just here in the garage, chilling out. I don't have the right mic. The right mic is on the phone because I don't want to change the internet thing here. Shit, I didn't check on my mom, but I think she'd be okay. My nephew's in there. Yeah, she should be all right. That is so funny that on my computer, it seems to keep the DraftKings open a little bit better than the phone. The phone wants to log you in. It keeps on going to log in. I was looking right now at Josanne Nunez. Like, if she could TKO Priscilla Cachoeira or catch a beating, I think she can. It's plus 320, so they really just think that she's going to win out by a decision at plus 120. But I think she could actually win out a TKO victory because she's just so hittable. Catch a beating is just so hittable, and she is super tough, but she is super hittable. So I'm wondering about that. And I finally got to my cigar today. Yeah, I started the stream and I started everything haphazardly, and I wasn't able to get this going properly or get everything that I wanted out properly. But hey, it is what it is. But in terms of just taking care of the back end stuff, we'll see if I have enough content for a short, at least, to come out of this content. We'll see, right? Too far away from the phone right now. Even though it's silky, it's a little flat. There was some flavor. And I wonder if that's from my drinking all the tea and I have a lot of lemon. Because I have lemon with my tea, and so the lemon, that citrus is dominating. But this cigar has got a lot of nice oil out the gate. I taste that oil. And it's a little more tobacco. It doesn't have a lot of cedar, which is good. It's almost more of a light peanut, but that's it. Again, it tastes a little flat, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it continues to get better or enhance itself. Grab my Midwest Industries there. Sponsor me, Midwest Industries. Send me a receiver. Actually, no, I can't. You? Send me some good stuff, Midwest Industries. I'm from the Midwest. I think I have some honey on my jug there. Okay. I let that one go fast, but it was good. Had a little more of that like palm taste to it. Like this nice little green, like the oil from a coconut, but without the coconut, just nice and nice, smooth, oily texture. It's just not a super bountiful flavor cigar. It's just not have like a stack of notes to it that I hear people using. Besides not using it, I could use it, but to me, it just doesn't have that, right? It'd be cool to like share these cigars with someone else and like figure, if someone could, oh, okay, I did pick that up, but right now it's just really nice oil with a little like light peanut butter. Slight uneven burn, a little bit right now, and that's my fault. I think I lit this poorly. Unfortunately, we do not have a ton of wind in here, which is great. But I know that was for me. I charred that side more than likely. I charred it a little too much. I don't think it affected the flavor too much, but it's obviously affecting the uniformity of the burn, which is not that big of a deal. Not bad at all. Beautiful night. Nice being out here when it's not freezing. Don't have any near frostbite. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. Feels good. All I did was sit outside today. I had one errand to run to do some things, but yeah, it's pretty nice day here in Chicago. Hopefully we can have more of those. I think it's going to change overnight drastically, and that's just the nature of Chicago here. Like, it could snow tonight. That's how it goes in Chicago, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, it really can just switch on you like that. Yeah, that real nice light palm. Not bad for, I don't know how much this cigar was. Again, it was a freebie. It's not in the caliber of the other Connecticut's that I've had, but it's not bad at all. I mean, I hope that the price point, let me look and see if I could find at one of the cigar things here what it might be. Man, this guy has got Kenny Oke MMA is got pretty a lot of people there. Young guy, you know. He gets a lot of younger people that are doing that Aslam versus Kamsa, you know, like a lot of like straight MMA stuff, you know, like silly. I don't mind entertaining some of those things, but I think I'm beyond that, right? Because mine is more analysis, fight analysis, genuine like gambling, more leaning towards things as opposed to just like entertainment. Like, you know, my streams as well as my content is more intended for that elevated fan that like steps up and puts their money where their mouth is. Mm. Oh man, that tea is good. You're doing the chamomile, has a hint of licorice in it. Mm. Yeah, nice palm, kind of light peanut, not bad. And I think this is like my first Hoyo de Monterrey. Oh, this is the Hoyo de Nicaragua. Hoyo de Nicaragua, I've had a lot of Hoyo de Monterreys. I don't know if I've had a lot of Hoyo de Nicaraguas. So this might be my first, it for certain is my first Hoyo de Monterrey or Hoyo de Nicaragua that's in a Connecticut, right? So I've not had either, and I don't think I've done a review of either. My initial impression is going to be in that 7 area, like better than average for sure. This is perfect for a beginner. Perfect in that not super complex, not pungent on the aromas, easy draw, nice soft and silky. It's still enough where you could try to guide somebody through that initial sort of note and see what else they gather from it. But it's well constructed, very pleasant. Oh yeah, I was going to look in. Oh, Nicaragua, Connecticut. Let's see what it's priced at. It had to be from Cigars International has them. Oh, it has it as, you know, a stronger cigar. What? Pack of 5 for 43. So we're just under that $10 range. The Antaño. Yeah, Hoyo Nicaragua has. Oh, that's a nice box there, the Antaño. It's sort of a stronger cigar. Wrappers in Ecuadorian Connecticut shade, binders Nicaraguan, and the fillers Nicaraguan. Pungent creaminess and spices. And it's got, from Wheelhouse, it got a 92 points. So They don't sell it individually. Not bad. Not bad at all. They don't sell it individually. Where is my calculator? That's all right. It's not an inexpensive cigar. Man, so it's $8, around the $8 mark. Not bad. For Connecticut, not bad, $8. You know, it evened out, guys. Something happens, it starts to canoe or burn, and you leave it alone. Don't try to torch it. Don't mess with it. I see a lot of people, like even experienced people, like start to mess with their cigars. Let the cigar do the work. It's going to correct itself. It's going to be fine. Yeah, I don't get the spices that are underneath. I really do just get that nice light creaminess to that like palm sort of green, but that's okay. The green is subtle. It's very soft. It's not like you're, tasting a bit of grass or grabbing what is that one, the type of drink, a chama that people drink, where it's like very green, almost minty. It doesn't have that at all. There will be more chama. Chama's not over, people. Chama time is not over. But yeah, it's going to be nice smoking cigars once it's summertime here in Chicago. I'll be doing more reviews. I would have liked to have done a different type of review on this one. We're going to go back to keep an eye out for my shorts. We'll be doing some shorts, other types of reviews as well, going live, long format, short format, little things. I'm going to be busier coming up the next month, but we'll see if I have time, and I'm going to try to make time to make some content here and there, go live at random times. I don't have a set time where I'm going to be going live, right? So just keep an eye out if you make it into stream, if you are listening to me at some point. Ooh. Oh, that's my buddy, my neighbor's dog next door. He can probably hear me. Oh, the UFC Vegas show, Die Hard MMA podcast is on. Undefeated. He's been going on. He's not a bad guy at all. He gives some pretty good reviews, pretty good picks. So he's live as well now. And then later on, the comparison picks will go live. Those guys will go live and coming here in usually around at this hour. Of course, Moss and MMA holes will be going live. Now I taste a little subtle spice, but I think it's more so activating the licorice that I have in the tea. So I think that's more of the spice that I'm getting that's underlaying, that's already on my palate. So it's not fair to the cigar, but it's not a bad cigar at all. Like not a super complex Connecticut. I get that creaminess. It's silky, good draw, great construction, as you guys can see here. Like great construction, right? You guys can see that. And I got to go use the washroom, and I'm gonna lose my ash and get more tea. So I'll be back. Hopefully somebody can join me. Hopefully nobody steals my shit over here. Welcome, pal butters. We're back. Yes, back. Look what I brought. Yeah, if you want your cigar to taste a little more vanilla-y or want more little chocolate, might as well get some chocolate, right, people? Right, the Moser Roth. Just at Aldi, inexpensive. Right, no one's in the chat still. Oh, the ash still held up. Look at that, people. Sweet. There went the ash. Luckily, we're in the garage. Get one of these bands off. That first band. Oh, it's one big one. It's one big one. Oh man, nice. For those in the know, Hoyo cigars. Nice band. Real nice band, big. For those in the know, that over here. Oh yeah, dude. Nice white chocolate. That's how chocolate looks, people. Come in these nice 5 individually wrapped packages right here. Yeah. You can see the vanilla flakes of the vanilla. Right, vanilla is dark. It's not like a light tasting, but it's dark in itself. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God. That's yummy. That is yummy. Mm. And there you go. Changes the flavor profile completely. Adds that nice little butterscotch there, that vanilla sweetness to it. Mm. That oil still there, which is really nice. I'm impressed by the oils on this cigar. Really lathers the upper palate like very well. And it's not strong. Light spice, super light. Nothing crazy. No. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. That I lathered, then you could taste the spice and the tobacco, more of the wood comes out when you contrast it to the sweetness, like when you contrast it to the sugar. So that took the chocolate and I spread the chocolate along my upper palate so that I could get sort of that combination, the mezcla, a little mix of it, right? And it didn't mix really well. It actually like accentuated the spice and the wood in the cigars as opposed to complemented or embedded a sweetness into the cigar. So I don't know what your experience is eating chocolate and cigars, and I'm rather new to it because I'm again always been a purist and I've had more beers and spirits with it. Chocolate it's somewhat new. I wouldn't, I didn't do it when I was younger, but now things change. Mm. And there are no rules to this, people. You know the rules. You know the rules. Chocolate is fantastic. I just pick up more wood when you do the retrohale thing. Not really big on the retrohale. To me, it doesn't. My nose just doesn't pick up. Like if it were a fruit, like a wine, I think the nose hits a little bit better. Everyone knows the rules. One bite. That's right, Josephus. Josephus guy. I love this guy, man. This guy's got the comedy here, Josephus. He is the comedy guy. He's a comedian. Everyone knows the rules. One bite. Yeah, Josephus. He came here to Chicago and he didn't like anything. Although he liked of course, he liked our Illuminati's, right? He didn't give it a big score. And then he also went to a place called the Oven Pizza Grinder, which makes like the pelota, the pizza ball, like which is a very unique pizza, and it is so good, right? It's the dough is very soft, and inside the cheese has more of a creaminess to it. It's not baked cheese. It is, but it's on the inside. So it doesn't have like that outer burnt crust. And then the sausage is just so good. I get it with sausage, right? Sausage is real tender. And it's just a really nice pizza in a great location too. Perfect day for Connecticut. You know, perfect day, like just light, soft cigar. Again, back to the oil. It only has like 2 notes to it, and that's why it's in that 7 range. But I should give it a little bit more because it just is nice. It's pleasant, right? It's not. I don't mind it that it isn't super complex. That it only has like 2 notes to it. I don't mind that at all. I don't need anything more than that. And like Josephus likes, I do like it that when I got distracted there. I was going to read Josephus. He says, to his palate, chocolate seems to mute the sweetness of the cigar. It makes it bitter, and the savory notes more pronounced. Makes the bitter. It did that. Josephus. When I coated it on the top of my palate, it made it that. The more cedar and the tobacco-ness came out when I did do that, but I didn't mind that at all, right? Get yourself some of that. Get you some of that. Right, but it is the vanilla, right? Like a white chocolate with vanilla is a little softer. This chocolate is so delectable, so good. I forgot how much I liked white chocolate. And it's so nice being out here in the garage when it's not freezing. Oh my God. I'd rather be outside, but it's windy outside still. But we're going to get there, people. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Nice weather coming soon. I'll have the better mic. But yeah, not bad. Wow, Giuseppe's got my eye, going up. He said his favorite Connecticut is La Estrella Cubana, Connecticut. $4 masterpiece. I have to try to find that now. Hard to find, especially Connecticut. Connecticut seem to be at a higher price point sometimes. They're not like those aged ones, like the Perdomos, right? Get up there, but as well as Ashtons and Macanudos. Some of them do get up there, but a lot of the times, a lot of better Connecticut's are up there in price point. This one's at an $8 price point. Josephus, I didn't know if you were here before, but it's the Hoyo de Nicaragua, for those that know. Right? It says that in the back for those that knows. I don't know if you can see that. Probably still too far. Yeah, it's too far. Let me get a little closer there. So that's the band, right? For those that know. And the bugs are already coming out, man. Fucking bugs. Fucking bugs. I don't know how Josephus deals with the bugs over there in Carolina. It's got to be worse than over here. And Josephus, you're right about the on the finish with the chocolate. It isn't as light, right? And I don't mind that because it was so light that with the chocolate, you definitely taste more of that wood. It takes away a little bit of the oil of it, which is not good, right? Because I like the element that I really liked about the cigar was the oil, but it's still pleasurable. It's still a nice cigar, perfect for a beginner. And I have to try that La Estrella de Cuba, because if I give a beginner a $4 cigar, that I enjoy myself, shit, that's a no-brainer. I'll buy, if I like it, I'll buy a box of that shit. You know what I mean? Just to have, like, when I'm walking around like this, a $4 cigar, you can walk around with it. You can play golf with it, right? Take it for a walk on the beach or on, at the lake, right? In the woods. You're not going to worry so much about it. So it's nice to find something in that price point if you can. One thing about my tea drinking is you pee like a racehorse. It is almost like a diuretic, where I'm peeing like 30 times a day because I'm drinking tea constantly drinking tea now because I used to drink beer. I would drink beer all day. If I wasn't working, I'd start drinking around 2, 3 in the afternoon. If I wasn't working, I'd be drunk by this point. Yeah, it's getting better. Even with the chocolate, that now that, like, I said initially, like, oh, it take away from oil. It isn't. It is, but it isn't. And I like that third. It's not really bitter, as you mentioned, but it has more of that nice cedar, like a subtle cedar. So it's been good. Well, teas, that's cool, Josephus. My favorite pairing is just water. I have to use the washroom, guys. It's just water. I like Pellegrino sparkling water is my favorite. That's my go-to. Welcome, Bowbetters. Yeah, take a look at the burn still, guys. It seems like it's uneven, but it's not. It's fine. Great ash, good construction. For $8, not bad at all. Yeah, the chocolate definitely brings out more of the wood, because now I've had that third since I've had a piece of chocolate, and it's back to the lighter peanut. Like a nice creaminess to that light peanut, like toasted peanut, like a nice little, just, not too offensive, not too intense. Ooh, the tea's fucking really good. This chamomile, light licorice. I got the string in my mouth. That's funny. Oh, I got 5 people in here. Welcome, people. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hit up the like button. Please subscribe just for the hell of it, even if you won't see me again. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, this tea is a chamomile cigar, Hoyo de Nicaragua. It's an Ecuadorian wrapper. Ecuadorian, I guess, makes some good ones. The blood moon this morning. No, I didn't. I didn't see the blood moon. It had to be something because the weather here was fabulous. So I missed the blood moon this morning. I had an errand run that I didn't have to do. Ran the errand, didn't find, got an email as I'm going in to take care of what I needed to take care of. And it said, okay, you've passed X and such, boom, 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 you're good to go. So I'm like, oh, yes, I'm happy. And then I just went to the store, right? So like, share, subscribe. Yeah, do those YouTube things. Do the YouTube things. Oh, now that final note, because I'm not with the chocolate, I love that palm green to it. I love that, man. I love that farm quality, that little farm taste. It's not super intense. It's light. I don't mind that at all in the Connecticut. I do not mind it at all. Really nice cigar. It's a 7.5. It got better. I got it. The Drew Estates must make this or have something to do with it because the guy from Drew Estates gave me the cigar. Right. So when I bought a bunch of Drew Estates, I was at an event. Drew Estates always comes through. If you see Josephus, if Drew Estates having an event in your area, go to it, man. They go all out. Their reps take care of people, man. A lot of swag. Ashtrays, clocks, man. They do giveaways, raffles. If you buy 5 cigars, you get like 1 free or 2 free. If you spend $100, you get I think they gave me like 5 cigars. Spent $100 and they gave me 5 free cigars. And one of them was was one of those 20-acre farms, like a $20 cigar, right? So it's like you're basically getting 20% off, if not more. 30% off, 40% off if you purchase $100. It's like a no-brainer. So that's why I think it's great to go to cigar events, is that they always have, and I don't get to go to enough of them, and I don't, because you're going to spend money for one. But if you buy their product at the event, they're going to take care of you, right? So that's what's the big benefit of going to cigar events is the freebies, right? If they're giving away freebies or even having a raffle where you may not get the freebie, but they offer it is really good. He says he's been to a few events with Drew Estate. Yeah, I've been to a few of them now too. And they make great product, man. All the Drew Estate stuff is really, really good. I love the Drew Estate stuff. I like the of course, the Ligas and the Privadas, and I love their standard line is really good as well. In fact, that was the last Connecticut we had. So remember throwing in some Connecticut's. I'm not always just smoking Habanos and Maduros, even though Maduros Habanos are more of my favorites. We're having another Connecticut today. All right. What do old men do on Friday nights? Smoke cigars. I don't go to the bars anymore. Even when I was drinking, I was not a big bar person anymore. Recently, in the past few years, just drink too much when I'm at a bar. too social, and it's just too easy to like, okay, I'll have a shot with that beer, and like every beer I'm having a shot. So I definitely don't miss those times, but yeah, what is it? Joseph is saying, Jewish State's rep told me that their Deadwood stuff is flavored by the glue. Yeah, I heard that as well, right? And it's I've not had a lot of the Deadwood stuff, and everyone says that. In fact, I haven't had the Deadwood yet, and I'm not. Again, it's because it has that, like I'm not. I admitted it. Sometimes if it has that like fancy band, like new school sort of band, unless my guy recommended it, I wouldn't smoke it. Like unless the person at the humidor, which they've done a couple times, like there was an Oscar, and it's in my. I've done a review of it, an Oscar cigar. I've also, why did it delete or retracted your messages there, Josephus? But if it looks too odd, I won't get it. I'm more a traditionalist, like in that sense. But I've learned that it doesn't matter like that. Like the Murcielago, for example, which is a really good cigar. I've had some other, not Don Lino, but what was the other brand that had a unique wrap, crazy wrappers. Even some of the Alec and Bradley, for example, that Magic Toast has a funky band. It's a really good cigar. I don't think True Estate has too many, other than that Deadwood, that have that funky band, and I tend not to gravitate towards those, but I'll try it. I have to try it. Everyone else has tried it, but and there's no way I could keep up with everybody on the internet with the cigars they're smoking. There's just no way. There's too many people doing reviews. There's people, I can't beat anybody to the jump. The only thing I could beat people on is some of my vintage cigars and cigars that I acquire that are vintage. Like if I got them from somebody and they're like, okay, this is a 2011 Arturo Fuente or a 2010 Partagas, or this is an old, so they've held on to it for a while. That's the only way that I could beat somebody or two to the punch here. The Leather Rose is pretty good. Yeah, I'll have to check again. You just said this is ahead of me. Again, maybe I'm still pegged too traditional, but I do. If you look at like the stuff I have smoked, I'm expanding. It is going out there. There's just so much. I wish I could be like the truck driver who smokes like 6 cigars a day. Notice I'm always going to say cigar. I will never say, oh, that's a stick. I know I saw Josephus do it. It didn't bother me as much with Joe when he called it a stick. But most people, when they say, oh, it's a stick, oh my God. It's like, for me, it's like when I hear that word referring to a cigar, it's like, scratching on a chalkboard. Just really just do not like it. I wonder if I should play music as I'm doing this. 5 people watching. I appreciate anybody coming in here. Hopefully your night is going well. The Black Market by Esteli by Bradley was sweeter than I was expecting. Yeah, those black markets are really good. I like, yeah, I like anything from Alec Bradley. I enjoy. In fact, Alec Bradley has some very good, inexpensive cigars. Like their Nicaragua, and there was another one that was like in that $6 or $5 range, which are really, really good. We're almost at an hour mark, and it's gotten in there. We're over half, about half, a little over half, which is not bad. This will nub. I'll nub it. Yeah. The chocolate now is actually well balanced with the cigar. The cigar is mellow. The chocolate's mellow. It's pairing really well right now. Really well. And I'm new again. I'm new to the chocolate with cigars, but I like it. I think it's. I used to look at people like would show up with this candy bar or chocolate in the cigar shop, and I'd be like, "What the hell?" And now I get it. You know, now and my mind's open now. I'm like not as like, "Oh, look at that guy." Hmm. And I'm liking these Connecticut's lately too. It's a nice divergence for me. It's a nice, you know, that I try and expand, open up. Even the rappers like, Ecuadorian Connecticut, which I think is the primary Ecuadorian Connecticut, right? Most people is getting an Ecuador Connecticut, and it seems to be the most dominant Connecticut out there, and you know, really good. I mean, they're doing a great job. I do miss the American Connecticut, though. I do. I've mentioned that before, and I think Josephus has been in that stream. But welcome, people. Welcome. Oh, mm, nice, man. Getting better. Getting better. Yeah, I'm hearing all those sirens out there. Here in Chicago, when it gets nice weather, those sirens, all the shit happens. People be fucking partying too much. Most of the shit that they're doing is just dealing with people that are on drugs. Bring out the whole fucking fire department for some dude on, just is overdosing. You know? Mm. That greenery, that green finish. That oily palm, very nice. And then the tea, ooh, with the licorice there. All of it's pairing really well. All of it's doing really well. And I used to like be suspect or not suspect, but I just didn't fall into that mixing too much with a cigar. I tried to have just the cigar and maybe a beer and water. Uh, but ooh, the siren is getting close. But now it's like I'm glad anything goes. I don't know if you guys can hear that siren. Hopefully they're not coming for me. They want my cigar. They're coming for my cigar. And break this up, the chocolate in little pieces. Like pezzatino. Little pieces. Mm. Very nice. Mm. And I like Joe was mentioning, Josephus was mentioning that it brings out a little of the bitterness, but it's more of a wood bitterness. It's not bitter, but it's wood. And then it finishes really nice with that greenery. That palm, really nice, man. 8. It moves into 8, and I don't know if it's because of the pairings that we get to an 8, or is it the cigar? Does the cigar make the cigar? The cigar, the things that we pair it with also make the cigar. And it can make and break it, right? I mean, it can. All this just seems to like I said, a next side mixes really well. These pairings, the tea, the chocolate, it's a chamomile has some licorice in it. I forget what other herb it has inside of it. I didn't put lemon in this one, but there's some lemon still left over from the previous blend of wine natural from previous of the, there was lemon in there, but I don't taste it as much. Every time I taste this chamomile, and I have this chamomile, it's definitely more of licorice with the chamomile. Nice. Perfect for Friday night, man. No, I miss the alcohol in some certain sense. I miss it. But in other senses, I'm glad I don't. I honestly think that my palate is improved since I'm not drinking the beer. Although I think beer accentuates or contributes and pairs with the cigars a little, like it melts with it a little bit more. It really like intensifies the flavors a little bit, but I'm liking this. Josephus is still here. Great for being here. It took a while for his palate to open up and enjoy the subtle notes in more mild cigars. I wouldn't say that for myself because I used to. I would say more recently, in the past couple of years, the Connecticut's are few and far between. But when I first smoked, I would always have a Connecticut at some point in the day. And I used to love my Macanudos, used to love my Ashtons, right? I used to love my Dunhills. I miss the Dunhill, Connecticut so much. It's still my favorite Connecticut shade cigar. Miss my Davidoffs. Like I can't afford the Davidoffs. I just can't justify spending, $30+ on a cigar. Just can't do it. I should, and I sometimes can and do, but it's just so hard when I could get 3 or 4 good quality cigars for that price. So it's hard for me to go into that ultra premium realm of cigars. But the Perdomos help, right? Because they're not horrible at the $20 range, but those Davidoffs, that tea is so good. Then, the Ashton vintage. But yeah, it could take a while, right? Because you're so used to something, so you may not pick up certain things on it, but it's still got to be a pleasurable, smooth smoke, right? Maybe though, just as when I started the cigar, initially it tasted flat, right? So initially it tasted flat, and I think that's because my palate is so accustomed to Sabanos, to the Maduros, and to something that is very rich in character. Even though on the scale by the manufacturer as well as on JR Cigars, they had this as a strong cigar. It was a 4.5 on the strength scale. I don't get that at all. For me, this is still really mild. Ashton is better than Davidoff to him, but he hasn't had a lot of Davidoffs. Yeah, Ashton has, well, they both have ranges, and they're both like the Ashton vintage and their special cabinets, the VSGs, Ashton VSGs, I believe it's called, their vintage series. They're up there in price. And again, hard to justify the price point for those Connecticut's and just those cigars in general when I could get so many other cigars. So we'll do a review on them. I think I may have one Davidoff, a Lucy in the humidor, and I have no Ashtons. I have all the Connecticut's I have are like Espinosa. I have a couple of those 20-acre farms. I have a couple Macanudos, those Macanudo cafes. Those are a great cigar, and they're in like $6, $7 range as well. Those are awesome. Those Macanudo cafes. It is getting a little, no, it's still there. There is like a center note now that's more that tobacco. That cedar is moved into the middle and the palm at the end. And it could just be that I've had more chocolate and I'm having more tea. But it's still a nice cigar. Especially, I'm amazed at the oils on the cigar. Like that's really, really cool for me, for there to be a Connecticut that has a really nice oily, silky character is really nice for me. I like that it has like that residual flavors, right? Not in the final taste, but even now, when I'm licking my palate and I taste the peanut, I love that. I love that the oil is strong enough that you could taste it later after you don't even have a smoke in you, and it still has lathered the palate such that you're getting that note, you're getting that flavor, and it's a stronger peanut, right? The Tobacco Especial Dolce type or of cinnamon almost. Not a lot of cinnamon here. They said it was. They said it that in the description on the site had more that kind of spice. I would say the honey chamomile has more like a little cinnamon. That the tea has a little bit more of a cinnamon character than the cigar, and it's not super pronounced and it's not overwhelming the cigar. None of it is really taking over the cigar. What I need to do, but it's hard because I drink my tea and I drink a lot of it, is to put it in a clear glass so that you could actually see the color of the tea that I'm drinking. That might help people understand what I'm talking about, because when I say chamomile, you're not seeing like the yellow chamomile in here, right? You're not seeing how light amber, if it's amber, if it's light orange, if it's yellow, right? You're not going to see that at all. I don't know why I get startled when the cigar ashes by itself. You're like, oh, it's not going to do anything. Right? If you got nice clothes, you don't want it to fall on your nice clothes, because it could still potentially burn something, because sometimes it will have a residual heat, but normally it won't. Yeah, so we're at the final third of it, near nub. Still smoking great. Yeah. The milkiness of the chocolate is so good. It's like the cappuccino, the cream of the cappuccino without any of the cappuccino, without any of the coffee. All vanilla, Little butterscotch, very little, just milky with milk vanilla. Really nice. In fact, this chocolate would be nice to have in a milk chocolate. You throw this into like your milk chocolate. You throw a couple specks of this into your milk chocolate or hot chocolate. Instead of cream, right? Don't add cream. You could add this. You don't have to add mushrooms. I mean, mushrooms. What am I talking about mushrooms? Because I've been wanting mushrooms. No mushrooms, no drugs for me. This is it. The cigars are going to be my only vice for some time, hopefully. Hopefully, you know, we're going to continue that for years, I think, hopefully. Love the finish, man. The cigar finishes so well. Even though it's light to begin with, that peanut with the cream, with that palm, all comes together at the end. And I see where that has a little bit more of that spice now because we're getting towards the end of the cigar, right? We're at that final third, right? Where it is going to have a little bit more of that, but it's not pungent. It's not offensive at all. And I'm crumbling the chocolate to these little bite size. The milkiness. Thanks, people, for coming on in. Josephus, thank you for coming on in and mentioning your opinions on stuff. I really respect it. I also enjoy it. It's nice to have a fellow person that likes cigars in the stream to let me know their opinions, let me know like their experiences and their recommendations, right? So in honor of Josephus, next time I'm gonna go to the shop and I'm gonna get one of those cigars, and it's gonna be a Josephus choice. It's gonna be one of his type of cigars here. Ketamine, ayahuasca, and shrooms are good once a year for spiritual purposes. Yeah, you know, I bet. It's just been so long, Josephus, that, and I've done enough of them, right? Like, and I get it that we need to reset, right? Genuinely reset sometimes. I'm at the point though, like, because the one of the things that I used to do with mushrooms a lot is drink a lot. Like, it would let me fucking, you could get, when you're on shrooms, you could drink a fifth, if not more than a fifth of booze. Like, I used to drink a lot on mushrooms, more than I would. So, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. He says he enjoys the experience as well. But yeah, like, the shrooms just scare me to go back to drinking. I'm really just trying. I'm really new to sobriety, to not drinking. Before I talk about this, let me go to shake the weasel again. Again, a lot of tea. Makes you pee. Damn, another siren up there. A lot of sirens. Yeah. Friday night, good weather in Chicago. Good weather, Chicago, not good. Ibogaine is doing wonders for the PTSD. I have a little PTSD as well, Josephus. And I could talk about that experience. Maybe that's another time for that experience, what led to my PTSD. It is, I still cannot fall asleep in public, is one thing. I've always had that situational awareness about me. But yeah, oh my God, that cigar is so good. That last draw. Interesting. Sometimes when I don't let it stay on the palate a long time and I take the inhale and then I let it go, it's a completely different cigar. When I don't let it soak sort of on the palate and I just let it out, it's a completely different smoke. And it has more, now it definitely has more of that cedar, that wood. And it's because we're at the near, beyond the final third. We're not quite at the nub. Yeah, I'm the Jekyll and Hyde of a drunk too, and that's why a big loss in my life has always been the drinking, and I didn't quit because of that. Even though that is part of it, I didn't quit because of that. I quit because I'm in the twilight of my life, and I've done enough of it. And I was at the point where I was drinking, and I really thought I was going to die. It's what it comes down to. I had the epiphany or that out of body experience where I was like, if I keep this up, I'm going to die. I mean, like something's going to happen to my heart. Something isn't right. And it just all of a sudden, and I quit cold turkey that day. I walked out of the door, was going to walk into the backyard, and I literally had this weird feeling. I felt like the way I described it is I felt like the slime ball in Ghostbusters. Like I felt like a piece of slime, right? I felt gushy and slimy, and I just didn't feel right. It wasn't sickness. It was just like, I don't want this feeling. I don't want to be that person. And I miss it, but so far so good. And I do have a partner that would help me as well, but I've lost partners because of it. And it's too many relationships. So much, all the negative things in my life, I could go back and it's related to drinking. Every last thing negative. My career, aspects of my life, things in danger in my travel, most of my broken bones when I'd be skateboarding because I had a couple beers. Everything, every time I was hurt, loss of relationships. Yeah, all of it was drinking. So I don't miss that aspect of it. I miss the flavors a lot. Like I've mainly been missing wine of late, right? Even though I wasn't a big wine drinker, but a pretty good wine drinker. I love the taste of wine. I still smell it and love it. And then like right after I'm done here, that 9 o'clock hour is when I'll miss it most. In the next half hour or so, because I was also a late night drinker. I would start drinking sometimes like around 10 o'clock. And I would drink till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So those hours make it the hardest for me. Yeah, now that wood, that cedar is more pronounced, but it isn't bitter, right? What Josefa says, it would take 1 quart of moonshine and a 2 or 3 quart dates, man. Yeah, I didn't have it that bad, and I don't want to discuss what I think bad happened sometimes when I was that drunk. I can't tell you how many times, and I'm surprised I didn't quit that time. The last time I did quit drinking for a long period of time, which is like 20 something years ago, a long time ago, I woke up with like a revolver in my hand. I'm not going to say where I was in my bed, and then another time I was outdoors. I found myself underneath the vehicle with a weapon. I was literally underneath the vehicle with a weapon. So not good. Fortunately, I didn't have those legal consequences, but I had enough consequences to make it so that I know how bad things have been. And then the other thing about my personal career success, my personal success suffered because of the alcohol, and then financially, I think I spent most of the money I've made as an adult or even as a young man on drugs and alcohol, right? I did the math because I would drink every day and smoke every day, and other things, right? Like we were talking like close to, in my lifetime, close enough to $750,000, near $1 million, which tells me I would have, if I didn't drink, and it could have, should have, would have, that I probably would have been more successful and secure financially if I wasn't drinking. And that's another reason why I've quit drinking recently, both the health and the finances, right? Like I have to think of, I'm in the twilight of my life, and that amount of money going towards killing myself slowly isn't worth it, right? Like should have done it 20 years ago, whatever, but real nice smoke, man. For the price point, it's a must buy. Like if I see these again, I might have to purchase some of these for the price point, but there are other Connecticut's out there. But I'm liking this. I'm liking that palm finish, that oily character. I'm enjoying that. And I'm enjoying the little wood, that cedar on the retrohale, as well as when I'm eating the chocolate. So I'm liking that quite a bit. I was supposed to be talking about MMA, but I prefer sometimes lately to talk about cigars. Because my MMA gambling career has turned out to almost be a wash. And my pick this weekend, I think I might go against Vittori. I think he's going to stand with Dolidze, and Dolidze is going to piece him up. And if it goes to the ground, Dolidze's got top position, I think he could submit Vittori, even though Vittori's a good wrestler and a tough guy to finish. Like everyone's looking for a decision there. Yeah, I'd agree. Anything that's under $10 to $15 is great to me. Yeah, you got it. That's the sweet spot. Like under that is great. $10 to $15 is really that sweet spot where you're going to get really good cigars in that $10 to $15 range. You don't have to go further than that. You're going to get really good. There's so many good cigars in that price range. But if you do find something that's under the $10 range, that's in that 8 category, that better above average to just below super premium, right? Like it's well worth it. I'd have to agree 1,000% with you on that. It's at this stage right now, no heat whatsoever. It's not hot at all, which is amazing. It's not burning hot. Fantastic draw still. Heavy on that palm oil. And with as you were mentioning, and we're getting there, a lot more of the tobacco, that it isn't bitter. It's that cedar. Really nice. Joseph says he had to stop watching MMA when all the shins started shattering. No, I love when the shins shatter. The Silva and McGregor shin breaker era, man, I love those shin breakers. Even when you check kicks, even if you block something, man, that shit hurts. Like even if it's blocked, that's what's amazing about these MMA fighters is that the amount of damage they can take is just insane. It's insane. Any of those with us, they would break our arms. You block a kick, you might not hit your head. Your arm's broken. Your arm's going to be broken if you block one of them. And if you try to check a kick from some of these people, I used to have really good kicks. My kicks were like my bread and butter. I had good shins because of the skateboarding, but nowadays I hit a shin and it's gonna bleed right away. I no longer have those muscles. It's not trained to do anything. And I'm old. All my younger friends always like, tell me you should be doing this, you should do this like Goggins. And they look at these old men online that are all jacked up, and one, they're all on steroids. They're all on TRT and steroids, including Goggins. But all those old guys that are physical influencers, they're all on TRT and steroids. I've never taken steroids. I'm firmly against steroids, although I'm thinking of the TRT. I've been researching it. Don't know if I want to get into it. There are gives and takes of benefits. Do the benefits outweigh the negatives of it? I'm not there yet completely. I've mentioned it before on certain streams, there definitely are some benefits that I would like from the TRT, but I'm not there yet. And we'll see if I do go there. No, I love when he says his knees used to be pretty hard in kickboxing. That was long ago. Yeah, me too. I had some pretty decent knees. After 2 ACLs, ACL surgeries on both knees, no more knees. In fact, I need to do more just squats, not with weights, but just squatting down, calisthenics, more stretching. We're getting there. We're going to get there. Better weather now. I'm going to be back outdoors working again. And I do stretch out, and I'm just more active when I'm doing those things. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm sitting down on my ass a little too much behind a computer. And but I do look forward to that changing. Almost done here. It's at the nub. I'm going to nub it up. I'm out of chocolate, but I got one more use of the washroom. Yeah. Another part of the detox, well, like physical detox, a good thing, body weight squats are very beneficial to testosterone production. Yeah, that's what I got to start doing, man. Just my body weight, just squatting down, just doing some squats, having my arms out. Yeah, that's on the agenda. It's on the agenda. We're getting really close here, people. And like I was mentioning, this is the hour. And even right now, I'm like finished with the cigar, and my first tendency in my head is saying, like, get to the liquor store. Go and get some beer and a fucking pint. You know, like that's the hardest part, man. This hour. And little things set off that trigger in your head. The cigar still do to an extent. The time, and my body's just was so acclimated to it for years that it's a tough part. So little by little, man, getting there day by day. Everybody does it. I hear it sounds like a cliche, but yeah, day by day, little by little, like anything. It's an investment. I'm investing in what I have the last few years of my life, and hopefully they improve. And I've felt a little bit of improvement. I can get rid of my guts already getting a little smaller. The estrogen boobies, my man boobs are getting a little smaller. The fat from my face has gone a little bit, right? So I'm getting those benefits right out the gate, right? All right, yeah. If you're not doing anything, I'll check out your show, the Silent Cigar Review Show. I'm uploading some new videos tonight, the Cigar Clowns and the Silent Hero Cigars. Yeah, I saw one of the Cigar Clowns already. So yeah, I'll definitely check you out. And if you go live, I'll I'll check in for sure. Right? No problem. Because all I'm gonna be doing is looking at YouTube. I think I've already exhausted all my Disney stuff. I've been watching the Daredevil. Like, what's crazy is that when I was younger and I was a kid, I didn't like Daredevil. Maybe because he didn't have superpowers, like per se, like he was actually just not a mutant, or his style. I just wasn't into it. Even the Punisher, what everybody was into the Punisher and like Daredevil, and I wasn't. Right, I was more into the X-Men. I loved the X-Men at the time. Mutants. I loved Fantastic Four. I was more into that, and Thor. I was in Thor. But now it's like I watch the Daredevil, and the Daredevil, even though it's not Marvel in the sense of super animation, I love the fighting in there, and it just I like that more than like Black Panther and more than the Avengers to an extent. Like I like that just raw, natural cinematography, that it isn't special effects. It's all like camera work, stuntmen. I love that. There's no enhanced fighting. There's no bullet time where he's blocking stuff. They could have did so much more with him, and they haven't. And I'm glad that they haven't done that. It's like watching Andor in Star Wars, where Andor is more. It's no more. There isn't lightsabers all the time. There aren't like force usage, special effects. Like it doesn't have any of that. Like it isn't even like Andor isn't even phaser and flying heavy. Although I think this season it will be. This next season coming up, we're going to see a lot more flying, more starfighting, as well as a lot more espionage, which I like a lot more. I like the whole espionage aspect. I like the political rebellion more a little bit. So those two shows are awesome. And then Daredevil, if you haven't seen it, Josephus, if people haven't watched the Daredevil on Disney, it's well worth it. I think I don't know if it's an upgrade because I loved Kingpin. He stole the show in last season, the first season of the Daredevil, or should I say the first two seasons, because now they're on Rebirth. Or was it 3 seasons? But the first 2 seasons, when it was a Netflix Daredevil, that Kingpin, awesome character. And he's still an awesome DeFrano from Full Metal Jacket and other movies. Vincent DeFrano, fucking incredible actor. And he, as Kingpin, he's just insane. And I'm glad that he's doing it because it's a good way for his career. It's just a great, great character. Mm. Even at this, the bitter, it's not bitter. Like a lot of people are saying, oh, the end of the cigar should be more bitter. Not for me. It's still very smooth, nice palm oil, like we said before. Keep mentioning that, but really nice. I just use my fingers because I used to smoke weed so much that I could get down until I can't hold it anymore. Then it's over. I used to smoke roaches down to when there was no more weed left. In fact, including until like my fingers burned, I would smoke a joint or a blunt. So I still have that even from the cigars. No screw needed, no little punch. I got punchers I could use. Little spikes and things I could use. Wood screw, if it's thin enough, it's still too thick. I wouldn't want to put that big of a hole in the cigar, so I just use my fingers. I use my fingers. That's it. But there are 4 people here. Thank you. If you've made it this far, you are about better. You're obviously a cigar enthusiast, and we're not talking MMA, unfortunately, but I appreciate anybody that came in that's listened to this stuff. Please comment, like, subscribe, do those YouTube things, as Josephus says. Do the YouTube things. Enjoy your cigar. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. This is St. Patrick's Day weekend, right? I bought another corned beef brisket. Could have put that in the oven. The last brisket I made was really good, man. I had some of it this morning. I made a brisket earlier in the week. Yeah, earlier in the week, and then I'm gonna make another one. Like it's on sale. It's so inexpensive. As long as you have an oven or even a slow cooker, you can put it in the slow cooker. Although I don't like it in the slow cooker as much as the oven. Slow cooker takes so much of the juices out, right? So much that in the oven, I think it retains the juice a little better. Yeah, roach. I remember those too, where you break all the roaches, you grab the roaches that were in the ashtray and you roll it up again and your hands like just stunk. Like and then oh yeah, when you would smoke it, man, fuck. Oh my God, you'd get so high. It'd be such a head rush smoking the roaches. Yeah, I remember those days. And I won't be able to get to those days. I think my career is gonna go where drugs are out of the question, right? Like even marijuana, even though it's legal, unless there's like a federal uh, law against it. And I don't think that's going to happen with Trump or it's going to happen with anyone. I wonder in my lifetime if we'll see national legalization. We see it on the state level, but they still test for it everywhere, right? So he wants to smoke a brisket with Maduro and Cameroon tobacco. What do you mean? Like put the tobacco, grab the wrappers, and wrap it into the meat in it? I mean, people, we do that. There are a lot of cultures that will grab leaf, and usually it's with fish, right? Where you grab a certain palm leaf and you wrap your fish, and you can do pork, right? The Hawaiians do pork in their leaf. Imagine, you could put the corned beef in the same leaf that they would have. Maybe I'll try that sometime for this summer. And I'm not big into smoking. I'm amazed how warm this is. How we're at here, and it's a little heat, but it's not burning my fingers at all. I can feel a little of the heat now, but not a lot. Right? And that's amazing. It burns so cool. Amazed that this cigar burns this cool at this stage. And it has a lot more, yes, it's a little more pungent on that cedar. It's lost the initial creaminess is gone, but the final oil creaminess is still there. That nice palm oil. And it wants to go out. And that's another reason I don't fight it. Like right now, even though I could smoke it down further, and it's not the heat, it's just that it wants a lot of attention, right? And that intention, of course, is going to intense the bitterness of it. And that's when you're smoking it too much or getting it too hot when it's at this stage, because it wants to go out. It doesn't want you to smoke it all the way. And I don't mind that. Listen to the cigar. Listen to it. Yeah, the draw is a little tougher and it's getting a little bitter. So at this time, I'm smoking it just for the smoke. The flavors aren't there as much. It's still nub worthy. Yeah, $8, man. $8 for this cigar. I've been smoking it now for a little over an hour and a half. Yeah, it's mellow. $8, really nice price point. Great smoke, enjoyable, relaxing. Complemented well with the wine. I mean, the wine. I keep going to wine. You see what's in my head. The wine, complemented the wine. I've been wanting wine because I used to do the beer reviews, of course, but I always wanted to do more wine in cigars because that used to be my favorite alcohol other than beer. I was not a big single malt guy. I love rum. I love tequila, but I loved wine with my cigars. Yep, and there we go. It's done. Like I said, it wanted to be out. It turned itself out. I'm not going to relight it. right? It didn't let me. It wanted too much attention. Just let it be. Let it put it down. We're done. That's just the way it goes. But everyone, if you made it this far, that was the Hoyo de Monterrey, Connecticut. Right, that was the Monterrey, Connecticut. Excellent $8 cigar. For those that know, now you guys know. If you've watched this, you made it this far, you are about better. I appreciate anybody coming in. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys later this week. It's not going to be as good weather these days. Tomorrow, I probably won't make any content. I might make something before the UFC event tomorrow. So look for me going live, giving you my final picks for the event tomorrow. Vittori versus Dolidze, a rematch that nobody really wanted to see, but we're going to get it anyways. And the card itself doesn't seem fantastic. Even my gal, Jocelyn Nunez, too expensive. She's at like minus 200. But thanks again, everybody. We'll see you guys on the back end. Thank you. Ba-ba-ba. You are about better. Bam. Come on. How do I stop you? Whoa. All right. Do YouTube things. Yeah, comment, like, subscribe.